Hey guys, Cindy over paper.old.new. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I am working diligently on getting through our 100-day challenge of mass makes. We are working on day 88. Guys, I can't believe we've done this. I'm really shocked. I know I keep saying that every time I turn the camera on, but I am. And every day I get even more shocked as as we get higher in the numbers. So today is 88 and it's it's labeled as an easy tuck and fold pocket. There's not really any gluing involved in this, but you do have, I made a I was sitting upstairs, and I had some children's book pages that I was messing with. So I went ahead and used some as as you can see, this tucks into here. Okay. And it makes this really stuffable. I mean, you've got however you glue it down in your book, and then you've got a pocket here, and then all the folds in here. I don't know if you can see that. There's a whole bunch of little divider slots. So that's 4 pockets there, and then a 5th one in the back, and then whatever you glue it down as. So this is potentially 6 pockets, this little guy. Having said that, the idea would be that you need it in half. That's how you get all your double pockets. I'm going to go ahead and crease it because eventually you're going to crease it here anyway. All right. And then you want to try and find thirds. Okay. So basically what I'm using for this is scrapbook paper. I mean, you can use digitals, you can use, book page, you can use whatever you want to use for this. If you use book page for it, you might want to, depending on the thickness of your book page, you might want to double some of it up. But again, that's entirely up to you. I'm just going to make sure my folds are all straight. Okay. Get this one all the way over. Okay, and then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it back up, and we're going to fold these triangles. Now, you'll notice that these are rectangles. Tina was folding her triangles to middle to make points. If you fold them to middle, that crosses your third. Okay? This is where your pocket has to fold. So when I did mine, I went to this fold line. I didn't go over it, which left me a squared off spot here. So you have to decide, because when you go over this fold, you end up cutting this tip anyway. So I'm going to go just to this side of that fold. All right. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to go just to this side of this fold. And hopefully that will make this equidistant from the center. Not that that really matters, but I'm trying to get this as straight as possible. Okay, so you're going to do that. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to go to my 1/3 fold mark. All right, just like that. I'm not worried about this flat spot. Now, if you would rather have a tip here, which will affect, I will show you what you will see if you want to tip. Where's my little prototype? This is what you're affecting. You see this straight part right there on that pocket? Okay, that's what we're talking about affecting if you, but notice that my flat edge comes right to the edge of my pocket. So even if I was to fold that to a point, I would probably end up having to cut it off flat anyway, because it's going to go past my third. Does that make sense? So, I mean, you end up with kind of a flat edge on that anyway. Now, having said all that, the next thing we're going to do is glue all of our, sorry, you will need glue. Did I say you wouldn't need glue? I lied. So we're going to glue all of our triangles down. Okay. All right, and we're going to glue. So yeah, so because of the folding in half of this and the way you tuck it, it creates it's a self-dividing pocket. And the way it divides, you've got 4 little dividers in your pocket, which kind of makes like 4 little pockets. I mean, so for as small as these are, and of course, now if you've got big, the only way I can think of for bigger paper, because this is a 12 by 12 sheet that I cut to 9 by 12 because you need a rectangle. So I cut it to 9 by 12. The only way, and you could make it taller if you kept it, I mean, heck, you could keep it 12 by 12. It doesn't have to be a rectangle. I don't know what it would look like. Assuming it would be tall and narrow. And you would still get the same size triangle, so your back would just be taller. Because your width isn't going to get any bigger or smaller. It's still 12. So this will still be your thirds, and these will still be your triangles. You would just have more space out this way. Does that make sense? Okay. And this gap would probably be bigger. I don't know. We'd have to try it with a 12 by 12 piece of paper and find out. Okay, but we're going to put this back together like this. And all you do then is take this and fold your pocket, and you tuck one piece into the other, and you're done. That's it. You're done. Now, if you want, oh no, you're not done. There's one other thing you have to do. This was me lying to you about glue again. You have to decide which side you want tucked in. I usually check both of them. This one meets the end better. I don't know why that comes out like that, but one of them always seems to come over to the edge better. I mean, you're doing the same folds and pretty much the same size on both sides, but for some reason, one of the sides seems to tuck better than the other. And then basically all you're going to do is put glue along the edge of the bottom down here to glue that shut. So we're going to glue the bottom of the pocket shut. So when I said you don't need glue, I lied. I didn't actually glue the prototype thing that I made to try this. Okay, and there you go. And like I said, you've got a pocket in front of this divider. You've got a pocket, well, you've got a pocket behind this front triangle. You've got a pocket behind this triangle. You've got another pocket behind the back side of this triangle, because this one was tucked into here. And then you've got a pocket behind. Those are how your dividers come in. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that in there? So here, 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 and here. And then, of course, in the back. Now, you've got this V shape here, so I don't know if I would put a notch there, just because I don't think that would look right. You could maybe cut a little V there if you were really good at cutting. Like if you could make it parallel, it might look okay to put a little V in there. That's personal opinion. You do what you want. You can also just keep it flat and not worry about it. Now, this is scrapbook paper. It's not cardstock. I suppose you could do these out of cardstock. I feel like they would get bulky. There are a lot of layers to this. So a heavyweight paper would be my recommendation. All right, so let's do another one, and I'll kind of explain as I go again, and then I'll fold the rest. I have a stack of papers here that I would like to make all of these into this pocket. So we'll see how far we get. And as you can see, can you see my cutters doing the tattered edge thing again? Love it when it does that. Okay, so we're going to fold it in half, long ways. Okay, and then we're going to do our thirds. Now, the way she's explained it to me is, or the way she explains it in her video to me, like I talked to her on the phone, you kind of roll it together like this until you get it into equal thirds, and then you sit it on your board and you press it, and you get about thirds. Okay, this one could probably come over a little further. And then this one could go to its edge. I usually get about thirds, and I fold the inside piece down, and then I fold this piece to where I want it to go, which is usually over to this edge. Now I know. Okay, so so when I fold this inner piece, it doesn't come all the way to this fold, which is why it doesn't tuck well. This goes all the way to the edge. This does not. Mystery solved. Okay, now we're going to open it back up. And remember, I'm not folding to this line because I'll go over my third fold and it'll create bulk there at that fold. I'm going to go to this fold. Not my long fold, these short folds. Okay? And we're going to stay on this side of the fold with the triangle. All right? And we're going to burnish it and glue it. These triangles all get glued down, and you're going to do this to all four corners. Okay, so we'll go around the whole piece, and we'll make our triangles. Clean that up so my pocket doesn't stick shut where I don't want it to. And then we'll turn it and we'll do this side. So again, we're going to the short folds, not the long fold. All right, just like that. And we'll glue it down. This is one of those pockets that if you like to stuff cards and tickets and tags, and you like to just stuff your book full of all kinds of little goodies, this is a great stuffing pocket. It gives you lots of space to stuff. Well, it gives you lots of pockets to stuff into. Space-wise, it's only as big as it is. It's going to be about a 4-inch wide pocket. Let me see. A little over 4 inches. The center fold is a little over 4 inches, so I guess it's a little over 4-inch pocket. All right, again, so we're at our just like this. Fold it down and glue it. I like to just go ahead and glue them while I'm here, rather than fold them all and then spin the thing around and come back and glue. I just do it all at once. I mean, again, whatever order you find easiest for you is how you do it. And then we'll fold this last one right up to the fold, but not over it. And I don't know how to describe, it's the short folds or the third folds, not the half fold. I mean, you can watch me do it. I'm sure you're not like confused too bad. Just looking at the paper. And I am not folding these straight, which is kind of bugging me, because that one is not folded straight, but it's glued. So, all right. And I don't want glue in here because it'll stick my the main back pocket. It'll stick it shut. Okay, so we're going to go like this, and we're going to fold over, and let's see. This one's going to go inside. Okay, and there we have our pocket. Now, if you don't fold these straight, can you see where there's a little bit of a discrepancy there in my triangles where they come together? I don't know if you can see that. If you don't fold your triangles straight, that's what will happen. They just won't be even along these edges. Oh, mine's not even down here. Man. It also apparently won't be even at the bottom. I will say this, you cannot, because this is a fold and tuck pocket, you cannot now trim anything to even it up except this top part. Because if you cut any of this, you're going to cut folds. So, however this sticks is how it sticks. Now, that's the back of the pocket. So, when I'm looking at mine, this unevenness won't show. So, I'm not overly upset. All right, and then we're going to glue this piece down. Okay, so there's another one. And this one is, again, you've got your back pocket, and then you've got all these little dividers in here to put stuff in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the back. So there's 5 pockets in there. And then however you glue it down. I don't know if I would glue it down to make another pocket, only because this pocket, without a notch, this pocket's going to be hard enough to like get into and find. But anyway, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on these. We have several pieces here. We got 6. Let's see if we can get 6 done in a reasonable amount of time. Yeah. Okay. So I did end up, I went back and I was doing the editing and I realized I mentioned Hunting Party in day 86 and then mentioned it again in day 87. The TV show on NBC. I did end up going and watching the episode. So, minus spoilers, basically, it's an underground top secret prison. Okay? In Wyoming. In the States, we seem to do everything in Wyoming. On these TV shows. If anybody remembers the Sci-Fi Channel show Stargate, I'm pretty sure that was in Wyoming as well. Anyway, it's a big underground prison. Okay, and basically what they're doing, it's some sort of top secret government project. And it's like, of course it is. So basically what's going on is you've got all of these prisoners who are like really bad serial killers. They're like, the FBI has caught them. As a matter of fact, the first one we get introduced to is, he was supposedly put to death. Okay. So, this prison is top secret, and there's some sort of experiments or something going on, which you haven't learned about yet, other than the fact of, like, they mention, and you see video evidence of this guy going through quote-unquote therapy sessions, and, you know, there's whispers of the fact that this top secret facility is experimenting on them, and they're trying to prevent serial killers from becoming serial killers before they become serial killers, is the gist I got from the guy who's in charge. It's not her. They recruit her because she's one of the best behavioral people out there. She's really good at it. And she is, at the time the show starts, she has been benched by the FBI, and she's working at a casino helping to catch cheaters. So she watches security footage during the day, and they catch people cheating at the tables, whether it be the dealer or or somebody at the table with the dealer, where they're working together, or, you know, whatever. And they call her in because the prison, which is underground and apparently really close to a nuclear silo. Because, of course, if you were going to build an underground prison, that's where you'd put it. Well, something happens. The guy she's working with, I can't decide. He's Homeland Security. He's CIA. I don't know what he is. I want to say they said he was Homeland Security, but I don't remember. We have too many alphabet soup agencies that, I don't know. Anyway. But he knows about the prison and he knows what's going on there. I think I'm going to okay. So this paper, I'm going to take a break from telling you. This paper is directional. So when I fold it in half like this, my butterflies are up and down going this way, or they're upside down going this way. If I put if I bring these pockets around, they're upside down, but right side up inside. Since this is the least space I see, I'm going to flip these around the other way. So I'm just going to reverse the folds on my pockets. So, you do what you will with your directional paper. Also, when I was cutting this, I kept in mind that the paper was directional and that my pocket was going to be going back and forth this way. And I cut my paper specifically so that if I took the rectangle and set it this way, wide, my pattern was up and down this way. Does that make sense? So that was the other thing I just wanted to share. Okay, so back to our serial killer's prison. So there's supposedly an accidental coolant gas something leak that breaches from the nuclear warhead silo into the prison and blows the whole prison up. Like, blows it up. Literally an explosion out of the ground. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, anybody trapped underground with that explosion would die. There's no way anybody survives that. But for the purposes of the show, a bunch of these serial killers survive this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some people could survive it. I don't know. But a bunch of them survive. And basically what you're doing is, and it was one guy. Of course, at the time, it was the only one they knew had escaped. And of course, it's the first one. It was when she was first an agent, and it was the first serial killer case she worked on. And, all this. So you're getting a lot of backstory on her in this first episode. And there was an appropriate twist at the end, so that was kind of nice. And it does look like it's going to be like each episode they're hunting a new escapee. So, like I had mentioned, it's kind of like that show Blacklist that was on. Each episode, they're going to be hunting a new escapee. So, yeah. I don't know. It looks like it might be okay. The team is this team of 3. So it's this guy who works for the government and knows about the prison. And then it's her. And it was only supposed to be the 2 of them. Oops. It was only supposed to be the 2 of them. But one of the guys who was at the prison and works there as a guard wanted to go on the first mission because he was assigned to the floor where the first escapee that they're chasing, he was assigned to his floor. So he knew him. And he felt like he could help. So he wanted to go and help hunt him down. Plus, I think he lost friends in the explosion, like other guards or whatever. And he had been recruited as a guard for this prison from the military. So he has military background. And he's the 3rd member of the party. And then you meet her old partner, who there's some history there with some, he crossed a line and should be in prison himself, but Instead, he's the warden of this top secret prison. So instead of putting him in prison, they hid him underground. And she finds out he's the warden at the end of the episode. And he says that he recommended her for this. And he tells her, one of the last things he says in the episode is, somebody wanted these guys out. The breach, the explosion, whatever, it was no accident. That's what he's claiming. So yeah. So little by little, I get the feeling we're going to learn about this prison. Every week, we'll probably learn a new tidbit or detail. I get the feeling there's going to be a lot of contention about this prison between her and the lead guy. His background is when he also had military background, the head guy, whatever department he works for. I cannot remember if they said or if they've been hinting and not really actually telling you, like it's a secret. This guy has military background also. He was in Afghanistan and his job was to hunt down terrorists. So his perspective on stuff like that is, different than hers, I guess. I don't know. I feel like your experiences dictate what your perspective on something is going to be. And you learn that, like, she has a daughter that she adopted who happens to have been a victim of one of the people that she chased. I don't know how healthy that is, but it seems to be fine. She was 13 at the time they rescued her, and she adopted her because she had no family. And she had been through this traumatic experience. So, Bex, B-E-X is her nickname. I can't remember what her actual full name is. But her nickname is Bex, which I think is kind of cool. I like the nickname. And so she adopted this victim of one of her cases. And it happens to be the same case that her partner stepped over the line on. He killed a guy that he didn't have to kill. And yeah. So she's mad at him, needless to say. And then you find out that the lead guy also has kids. The young guard, I don't know that he has any family. Like, I don't know if he's married or what. So I don't know. I can't remember if they gave you background on him. As far as that's concerned. I'm going to make an adjustment to this middle fold just to see if I can fix the way the flaps are showing. I don't know if it'll work, but we're going to try it. And then for that pocket up there, you can just trim that top bit off. So I'm just going to trim right across here. All right, now I've got upside down gnomes back here, but that's the way it's going to have to be so that I can get right side up gnomes on most of the pocket. What are we doing here? Can we... All right, well, let's get this all... And then we'll tuck this one inside, maybe. See how that does. There we go. Yes? No? I don't know. What happens if I tuck this one inside? This initial tuck, trying to get it to... I don't know why that's doing that. There we go. I don't know why it's giving me trouble. I'm doing it. We're folding it down. I don't know if I'm actually going to get through all of these. Just because I want to decorate one. And I don't want... I don't want to take forever. All right. So there we go. That's another one. Okay. Now. So that was about it on that show. I probably will watch future episodes just to see. I was also watching for a while on NBC, and I haven't gone back and watched more episodes mostly because this is going to sound funny, but so I was watching Irrational. That's actually a couple seasons in, if it's still on the air. I actually don't know if they canceled it, because TV shows seem to get canceled like every other day. So I don't know if it's been canceled, but the show was called Irrational, and I can't remember. Jesse Martin, I think, was starring in it. He's really good. I like him. And he's this, like, really, he's a psych professor. But he teaches about, like, human behavior and the way we are irrational in our decision making about when it comes to certain things and the reasons why we make certain decisions and the probability of us making said decisions because of our irrationality. Does all of that make sense? Okay. He has a sister. So, like, he's divorced. His wife is an FBI agent. And he's divorced. And I don't know why they're divorced. I don't remember. I'm not a big fan of that. That's the kind of drama that I'm like, I don't need to. But the problem is he's working with her. So she calls him in on cases. Or he gets called in on some of her cases. You know. So they have to interact. And right now he's living with his sister because his wife got their house in the divorce. Really nice house, too. And so he's living with his sister, who is wealthy, I think. You get the impression that she's wealthy from something she's done online, an app or an influence. I know I said I usually glue them as I go, and now I'm going to have to go through and do it the other way. This is what happens when I try to talk and craft at the same time. It's been a while since I've watched an episode of this, so I can't remember why, but she seems to be decently well off, and she was able in one of the episodes to, like, just quit her job because she didn't like it anymore. So, I mean, and I'm pretty sure they live in, like, New York. They live in a city, one of those where it's expensive to live. So it's one of those things where you get the impression that she has money, but I don't know what it's from. And then he's staying with her, and she's constantly, I don't know. Sometimes she gets on my nerves. It's just the way she is with trying to tell him what to do about his wife and his divorce and moving on, and, you know, I don't know. I mean, part of that might be because she wants him to, like, move on with his life and get out of her apartment. I don't know. But they seem to be pretty close as far as brothers and sisters go. So I don't know if that's her motivation or not. But yeah, so there's some of that background stuff that I'm just like, ugh, I just want to watch the cases. When I get onto these shows, that's my motivation. I just want to watch the cases. I don't want the soap opera drama in the background. I don't mind a little bit of here and there, But I'm one of those ones who I just want them to solve a case. That's what I really like about Vera. There's not a lot of interference from her bosses, which is another thing that annoys me about some of these cop shows that are constantly trying to break up a team that works really well together, or, you know, and there's all kinds of reasons why the bosses get involved and cause problems. But so it just, I don't need all that drama. I just want to watch you solve a crime. That's all I'm interested in. So, I mean, I'm assuming that all of that drama, that excess drama outside the solving of the mystery, I'm assuming that it's liked, because there are a lot of shows that do it that are still on the air that people watch. So I'm assuming that people like that. And I don't mind getting to know the characters outside work to some extent. Like, one of my favorite all-time shows was Criminal Minds. I've told you guys this before. And you got some of their home life, but it wasn't like, I don't know. I was going to say it wasn't a lot of it negative, but for the main guy, Hotchner, yeah, his wife left it. Now, I will say, a lot of times I'm like, you knew he was a whatever when you married him, or she, whoever's got the cop job. You knew they were what they were when you married them, and then you get upset because they're doing a job that isn't 9 to 5. She did not. I will give her that. I want to say he was a prosecutor when she married him, and then he got into the BAU after. So, I don't know. Maybe that one's a little different. But, yeah, so I'm just in it for the mysteries. So, that's why some of the, I mean, Lewis does it too. There's not a lot of, I don't know if it's all the British ones. I'm trying to think of one where they got a little too, I mean, the ones I watch on BritBox and stuff, a lot of times we stick pretty well to the mystery. You get hints here and there, and you get a little bit of personal stuff here and there, just so that you have a connection with the characters, just enough. And they don't go overboard. That's what I like about a lot of the British mysteries I watch. There's not a lot of overboard. It's just, we want to solve a mystery. I know I'm rambling. Sorry. Okay. How many do we have left? I've only got 2 more left. Do I want to stop? I think I'm going to stop, though. I might make those 2 off camera, and we're going to pull one. We're going to try and decorate one. We'll see how that goes. I feel like these aren't going to lend themselves to a huge amount of decorating, because you don't want to interfere with the pockets. And the pockets are pretty close quarters. Like, they're pretty... all tucked in there together. So if you go putting a lot of stuff in there, you're not going to have enough room to put stuff in the pockets. So I think we'll just do this last one. Okay. I'm going to go this way. No. This. Oh, these have both. All right. Okay, get this. Like I said, decorating for these would be something, for my money, would be something simple. So like maybe I take a piece of something like that, or maybe oh, that's kind of fun. Okay, let me get my hot glue gun. Oh, it's not plugged in. Guys. Okay, well. See, you might be able to do something like that. I feel like that wouldn't interfere too much with your pocket. This has got a pull in it. There you go. All right, so if I put this right on here like this, okay, and I don't want it to stick my pocket shut. I mean, I am putting lace on here, so it's not exactly covering up all the glue. Okay, like that. That's cute. It's a good start. And then I was gonna do, I have one cut free. I don't know if I'll do one of each or not. So it would be like this. And then like this. Yeah, super cute. Okay, I'm just waiting for my hot glue gun. It's not hot yet. So a lot of them I would do that way. No, that's too big. Taking just something down the, that's, oh, look at that. I'm wondering though if this would, I'm wondering how well I would be able to glue this. I'm assuming hot glue. I've had hot glue come through stuff, so I don't know. I mean, that's really pretty on there. You know what I could do? Okay, we're gonna give this a shot, guys. Hopefully I don't mess my pocket up. Okay, we're gonna do it like we would for fabric. Well, that's what it is, right? Get it like that, and then stick this in it. And hopefully it both holds and does not come through. Okay. Cut that off. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Okay. And then we'll cut this off. And that made a semi-banner, which is kind of fun. If I put it here and then stick like a button or something on it. Like some sort of little embellishment. I don't think I have any like like a pumpkin or something to stick on there. My glue gun ready yet? Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's go. The basement is cold though, so we got to do this quick. All right. So we're going to go, oh, don't cut the pocket open. Did I? I nicked it, but I don't think I cut it open. Okay. And then cut this off like that. And we'll glue our little flowers on. Nope, like this. One there. One there. And there we go. Adorable. Let me see. All right, I'm going to try and find a little embellishment for that. You know, something little like that. Don't like that. Something little like that, but not that. That blends in too much. No. I'm not finding the right thing, guys. I like the idea of sticking this banner on here. I just am not finding the right thing to go with it. I'm also wondering. It shouldn't have a little piece of lace with it. Like that. And then, hang on a sec, guys. I don't have a sunflower, but I had a thought. Uh-oh. I don't want to use the orange one or the green one. There's a yellow one. And, oh, here we go. Okay, I'm going to put this on here. I think that'll be cute. All right, I'm going to put a dot of glue right there to stick those in. And then I'm going to put glue all over the back of this. Stick it down on there like that. Yeah, that's cute. All right. How fun is that? Okay. All right. So these are the two we got decorated, guys. So these are fun little easy tuck pockets. I hope you find inspiration in them and that you give them a shot. And I'm going to make these last couple that I had paper cut for. Just two. We got all of them made except for two. Here's the other ones. I knew I had them in there somewhere. And I will see you guys tomorrow with day, what are we up to? Oh, day 89. So day 89 is going to be a double video. And I'll explain it tomorrow when we get there. So I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.